Welcome to more World of Warplanes content from this channel, and in this video we'll look at aircraft experience and crew experience, how to get it, how to get more of it, and how it's calculated in the battle result. So, you want to know about aircraft experience and crew experience in World of Warplanes. Well, the most basic question of all is, how do you get them? Here's a battle result for my BF-109F on my NA server account. The fact that it's a defeat and all the other information here is not of interest at the moment, but what is of interest is that we earned 1,535 experience for the battle. And if we come down here, we'll see that aircraft experience was also added, also 1,535, and pilot experience was added of 1,842, and I'll explain why the two figures are different a bit later. But in a nutshell, that's how you get aircraft experience and crew experience. You play battles, you earn these. So, what can you do with aircraft experience? Well, if we look at the modules for my Junkers 88A, we have clearly several that we need to research. And how do we research them? You've guessed the answer. You use aircraft experience, which you accumulate from battles. Aircraft experience is specific to the aircraft. There is a situation in which you can transfer aircraft experience across to another aircraft, but that involves the use of gold. Basically, you have to turn it into free experience over here, and I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. So let's assume for the moment that you're only going to be using aircraft experience earned by flying the plane concerned in battles. And once you've earned all the experience you need to research all of these modules, the aircraft experience will continue to accumulate, and so that you can research the following aircraft. And if you do nothing further, even once you've researched all of the modules and the following aircraft, it will continue to accumulate. I don't recommend that, and I'll tell you how to avoid it shortly. So if we take a look at the BF-109E, we can see that all of the modules have been researched. The following aircraft are the Focke-Wulf 190A1 and the BF-109F Friedrich. And if we look at my carousel, you can see that both those aircraft are in my hangar. So in other words, I've researched all the modules, and I've got both of the aircraft that follow on from the BF-109E. So what happens to my aircraft experience? Well, if I do nothing, it will continue to accumulate here, and it will be useless to you unless you do something which many of you will find painful, and that is using gold. You convert it into free experience. And if we have a look over here under experience exchange, we can see a dialog box that's suggesting that perhaps I would like to convert some of my aircraft experience on certain aircraft into free experience. The very top entry is the BF-109E, and you can see the 7,541 aircraft experience listed there. There are a couple of others that it's suggesting. There are others as well which it's not suggesting, and that's because I haven't fully researched everything off those aircraft yet. Now at the moment, as I display this dialog, we've got a favourable rate for exchanging aircraft experience for gold of 35. It's normally 25, so I'd recommend that if you are going to do this, that you wait for a moment when it is at the higher rate, but they don't come very frequently, I'm afraid. Well, that's not very helpful at the times when you can't convert experience or you don't want to spend gold. So what else can you do with your aircraft experience that's accumulating on aircraft? Well, I recommend that you do this. If you click on crew, and bearing in mind we're looking at the BF-109E, you have available here a tick box for accelerate crew training. And when you've researched out all the modules and all of the following aircraft, I recommend you put a tick in that box and accelerate your crew training. But the point is, this will redirect your aircraft experience into your crew experience, and you will train your crew twice as fast. As you need aircraft experience to research modules and planes in the tech tree, and crew experience to train pilots, you'll want as much of it as you can get. However, before I talk about how you can boost your experience, I need to make a point about crew. Not all planes are crewed by a pilot. Some, many bombers and many ground attack aircraft have two crew, both a pilot and a gunner. In the case where aircraft experience is not redirected to the crew, the pilot and the gunner will earn crew experience at the same rate. If, however, you have redirected aircraft experience to the crew, it's a lottery as to which of the two members of the crew will get the bonus from the aircraft experience. It's not selectable. You cannot say that you want it to be your pilot or your gunner. The game will decide for you on a per game basis. That's a shame, but there's nothing you can do about it. So let's go through the ways that you can boost your experience from a battle. Here we have a battle result, different from the one that I showed you earlier, and you can see that the pilot experience is 43,725, a rather nice figure. The aircraft experience is 0 because the aircraft experience has been redirected to crew experience. So the first way that you can boost up experience from a battle is by obtaining premium time. You can either buy premium time with cash in the premium shop. If you have tokens, you can also buy 30 days of premium account for 150 tokens. Tokens are earned by getting epic achievements in battles with tier 4 aircraft or above. So if you're new to the game, you may struggle to earn 150 in a month. Also, sometimes there are weekend missions or events where the prizes include tokens, so keep an eye out for those. Moving on, another way that you can boost experience is by using a premium plane. So here we have the BF-109E3, and if we look here, premium aircraft crew earn 20% more experience per battle. That's well worth having, and there are 2 premium aircraft that you can get for free if you complete missions for them, and those missions are for the XP-55 Ascender and the Tier 8 Vampire F1. The Ascender is a Tier 6. Now, some of these missions are quite hard, but it is well worth getting either of these aircraft, if not both, so that you can earn not only extra crew experience but also extra credits. So next, let's take a look at special camouflages. Here's my BF-109F, and as you can see, it has a rather fancy camouflage, and this camouflage confers a practical advantage. As you can see, by hovering over this camouflage, the bonus characteristic is 20% crew experience. Not all camouflages are the same. Some confer extra aircraft experience, and others confer advantages not related to experience, such as 3% boost on cruise speed. You may be lucky enough to have some of these camouflages, and if you have any that relate to experience, either aircraft or crew, it may be worth putting them on your planes. Well, if there are special camouflages that can boost experience, then perhaps you're wondering whether nose art and emblems can do that, and the answer is yes, they can. So if we take a quick look, we can see that if you apply a nose art, you'll get 3% crew experience. If you apply an emblem, you'll get 2% crew experience. Let's just do that quickly. And the reason I've done that is I just want to highlight that these things can either cost you gold, or if you want to rent them, credits. Well, I'm not in the mood to do that right now, so I'm going to click the X to cancel. And just to make sure, since the game tries to force you to spend gold or credits, no. If we come down to the carousel, we'll see this entry here, which is ×3, which probably you're all aware is a bonus multiplier, and this one is for a weekend, so it's ×3. During the week it will be ×2, and during special events you might get ×4 or ×5. And if we have a look at what that means, first win of the day, You can see I've entered 3 here, and over here it says times 3 equals 2 extra lots of experience. When it's times 2, it's 1 extra lot, and on the odd occasion when you have times 4 or times 5, it will be 3 and 4 extra lots. Just below the first win of the day entry, you'll see 2 further entries, one for upgrade implementation and one for intensive training. What are these? Well, as it says here, they are boosters, the first of which applies to aircraft experience, the second of which applies to crew experience, and as you can see, the one that applies to crew experience is more valuable than the one that applies to aircraft experience. You can run them both at the same time though, so you can have a handsome bonus of 4, not just 3 or 1. Let's have a look at how you would apply these boosters. Well, if you come up here, you'll find your boosters slots, and you can click in them, and you'll actually see 4 boosters. So you can see the upgrade implementation for aircraft experience, you can see the intensive training for crew experience, and those are the 2 that are of interest in this video. I'll just point out that the air reconnaissance is for extra free experience per battle, and the procurement system improvement is for extra credits per battle. If I just click on upgrade implementation, you see I've got 3 in the hangar, and I can buy them for gold. These things are pretty rare, but they do occasionally come up in weekend events as rewards, so look out for them, they're worth having. And a final point worth noting here is that you can get them in 1 or 2 hour flavours. I think those are the only variants that are available. Well, I'm not about to fly, so I'm not going to apply a booster. So now we'll take a look at what I think is the last way to boost your experience, and that's using specials and missions. So if we click in here, we'll go down to current missions, we'll close this up, and as it happens, this weekend procurement improvement systems are the rewards for these 3 missions here, but that's not what interests us at the moment. We'll have a look at first among equals here, and as you can see, the completion award is a bonus to experience of 1.2, and that actually means 20% more experience earned per battle. Now obviously you can't control what missions come up, but quite frequently at the weekends and at other times occasionally, there will be these kinds of missions that can boost your experience. So let's put all of that together and see how it stacks up to form the result that you see here. Pilot experience 43,725. So up here we only have a pilot. We have redirected aircraft experience to the pilot. There is premium time in operation. We were using a premium plane. We weren't using a special camouflage that confers experience. It was the first win of the day. Upgrade implementation was applied, so was intensive training. Nose art and emblem were both applied to the aircraft, and there was a mission bonus, a different one to the one that you just saw. That one was for base experience. This one that is shown here was actually for crew experience. And this drops down as follows. You'll have to take my word for it, but if you look over here you'll see the experience figure of 8,329. I know that the base experience there was 1,851. In fact, it was actually more like 1,850.8, a small point. On top of that, we had the premium time bonus, which you can see is 50%, that's 925. We didn't have a special camouflage bonus, but if we had, it would have given an extra 5%. And you can see it there, 93. We had the first win bonus, which in this case was a 3 times weekend event, which meant 2 extra lots of base experience. That is 1,851 doubled. And there was the upgrade implementation bonus, which was 1 further lot of base experience. That totaled 8,329, which matches the figure here. We had redirected the aircraft experience to the crew experience. So here is the 8,329 figure again. We have the premium plane bonus, which is 20%. We have the nose art bonus, 3%. The emblem bonus, 2%. Then the big one, the intensive training bonus of 3, which is 2 extra lots of 8,329. And then there was the mission bonus, which is also a big one, an extra lot of 8,329. And that all adds up to crew experience of 43,725, in this case where the aircraft experience had been redirected to the pilot. And that's that figure here. It's like magic, isn't it? So there you have it. Everything you wanted to know about experience. How to get it, how to get more of it, how to use it, and how it's calculated. I hope you liked this video, and thank you for watching. This is Royal Flying Corps, signing out.